You know, the last time I was an assistant, it was, you know, for Tom Hobart. And then prior to that, I was an assistant for Jim Murray and James Beasley. I think all of them probably at one point or another felt like I was a pest to them because I had ideas, right? And they were all really strong coaches, and I think they liked to hear information and liked to argue or, you know, discuss certain things. You know, at the end of the day, when they made a decision on something, for me, that was it. That's the decision. That's how we're moving forward. I think the assistants that I have had since then, you know, certainly here at CU and then, you know, at the University of Denver prior. Again, I like to have a lot of back and forth. I honestly want to come up with some of the, you know, I want to do what's right for our program, and I don't pretend to know that 100% all the time. You know, and I've been lucky enough to have assistants that do have, you know, strong opinions and would make really good head coaches themselves. But again, at the end of the day, when we made a decision about something, you know, they were good soldiers, and you know, they would, you know, we would have a same message to the players, right? I mean, that's really the ultimate thing. You know, we're gonna decide on what that message is, but then we're gonna have the same message so that they may hear it in a slightly different way, but it's gonna be the same focus. I think a club should have a handbook for their parents. You know, like these are some things that are gonna happen, and you know, this is the protocol that we have for dealing with them, whatever that is. You know, I have kids that play soccer and basketball, and I have a younger daughter who's playing 11 under volleyball this year, and you know, I never say a word on the sidelines, but I am amazed at what I hear. I think as a coach, you have to, I mean, as part of coaching players is, you know, coaching them to, this is, you know, your relationship with the team is your relationship. It's not your parents' relationship with the team. You know, your relationship with the other players, with the coaching staff, that's yours, and you need to learn how to manage that relationship instead of let someone else manage that relationship for you. I think that's one of the biggest things about individual meetings. One of the things that I like about bringing kids in, not just to check up on them, but to kind of reconnect and you know, talk about their concerns, you know, because everyone has them. It's tough to bring those up in a group setting sometimes. So educating parents, educating players, you know, kids need to, however old they are, they need to understand they're ultimately responsible for their own experience. You know, my daughter's 10. She was complaining about one of her coaches the other week, and I was like, you should go talk to him. She didn't want to do that, you know, but I'm not going to go talk to him for her. You know, she needs to learn how to do that.
And what advice would you give to coaches in terms of just the resiliency part of it? I mean, are there things that you do when things aren't going well, or you're being critiqued by people outside your program? Maybe in your case, it's maybe less from a parent, but more from chat rooms and internet.
Yeah.
What keys do you have to just keep moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've got like a magic answer to that. I'm pretty oblivious to that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter to me ultimately.
A lot to be said for.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you'll get. I mean, I've been direct messaged on Twitter by people who tell me here I don't know what I'm doing. You know, ultimately, you know, it's about what's going on in our gym and in our program, and those are the opinions that ultimately matter to me and our administration, right? So it's trite to say I don't pay attention to the chatter a whole lot. I will.
It's hard to do.
It's hard to do, you know, it's hard to do. But, you know, it's ultimately that kind of stuff doesn't affect our success. You know, and the only way it can have an effect is if you start focusing on it, and then it's going to have a negative effect, right? You know, my mom will call me up and gush about every article that says how great we're doing, you know. Did you see that article? I was like, because that doesn't help me either. I don't pay attention to that either, you know? So we're just kind of focused on what
Hunker
we're
down.
doing. Yeah, and not like a bunker mentality, but just, you know, like what is, you know, what's important to us. Now, if those type of things start to be distraction to players, then that's something that we need to have a handle on.